So I'm super proud of this meal that I'm about to create tonight. I have got a homemade pasta sauce that I made with tomatoes and basil that were out of my garden and garlic, and I roasted that up earlier this year, put it in the freezer. I'm going to bake this beautiful spaghetti squash. Where did I pick this guy up at? This was an Aldi squash. And then this locally pasture raised poultry from the farm at Walnut Creek that I picked up at Crossroads for Coffee down in Simpsonville, which is where I sell succulents at. I'm going to season up the chicken breast with a little Montreal chicken seasoning, and I also have a homemade Cajun seasoning, and I put the two together and mix them up just to give the chicken a little bit of spice. So I'm going to put that in a baking dish. But first up, I'm going to cut this squash and get it ready to go in the oven. So the nice thing about the squash and the chicken is that they both cook in about the same amount of time. 35 minutes, 400-degree oven. So that's awesome. And I'm going to be adding a little salt and pepper and extra virgin olive oil to the squash to make it delicious. And I have made a spaghetti squash like this before, but it's a recipe that I had gotten off of online. Oh, beautiful. So I'll scoop this out, but I save the scoopings for my chickens. So I'm just going to put those in there. I actually picked up just some pumpkins the other day since they were so cheap at Aldi, but that's going to go to my animals outside. They love pumpkin and all kinds of those fun things, so they will enjoy this. It's a natural fiber for them, helps their digestional tracts. Pumpkin seeds are known to be a natural dewormer for livestock as well. You can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm just cleaning out the beautiful. Alright, now we'll drizzle these with a little extra virgin olive oil from also from Aldi. Do a little shopping there. I'm doing my squash first because I'm also going to brush oil over my chicken, and of course I just don't want chicken oil on my spaghetti squash brush. And now they're all going in the oven. It's just the things I think about. So I just poured a little EVOO in my spaghetti squash, and then I paint it around. Okay, then I'm going to put some salt and pepper in that. Turn this face side down for the oven. They should take about 35 minutes, maybe more, just depends on the item, how thick they are and everything else. But I'm going to put them in there at the same time. So next up, as you can tell, I'm not like normally a chef cook, so that's why I have to walk and get things, because I don't like to pull it all out on the table. I'm just going to rinse these a bit. They're bone in, and they still have the skin on the top. And locally grown. So locally sourced chicken instead of getting that from Aldi. Okay, I'm just going to I'll turn these guys over first. Let me brush them with a little bit of olive oil. Currently have them upside down, brushing some olive oil on, moving them around in the olive oil that's on the bottom of the pan. I'm just going to sprinkle some of my seasoning on the bottom. My oven is almost preheated. I do it relatively heavy, it's not super coated. Has a little cayenne, because like I said, it was a homemade Cajun seasoning, and I just googled a Cajun seasoning, and then I also mixed it with my Montreal chicken seasoning. And my plan to do with this, if I don't use all of the chicken tonight, is to maybe make a homemade chicken noodle soup with it. So I'll show you how much I coated my seasoning on my chicken there. All right. And it's going in my 400-degree preheated oven. And I'm gonna put that on the bottom until my squash are done. I'm gonna put the squash on the top. And then when they're done, one thing I read about the baked chicken, which I've never done, but to take all the drippings, put a timer of 30 minutes on that to check it in 30 minutes, but take the drippings about 10 minutes before you're done with the chicken and put them across the top and let it make it crunchy. So I'm gonna try that. So I'll leave it on the bottom so it doesn't get done as quickly, have that heat hitting the top of it, and then I will do that. Now for my pasta sauce, you can totally make your own pasta sauce or just buy it, but I made my own when I had an abundance of tomatoes that I was getting this summer. I also had a lot of basil. There's basil in this, and tomato. I don't know if I put any onion in it or not, which I may cut up. So like I had just done that, and then I froze it in some containers. So I've opened it back up, and now I think I may add a little tomato paste in here, canned tomato paste, to make it thicker, and also add maybe some onion, other things to doctor it up. I'm gonna add some fresh pepper. So anyway, that's what will be there at the end. We'll see what we come out with. So to the tomato pasta sauce that I had made, I added some tomato paste to thicken it up. I added about half of a small onion and a lot of like Italian seasoning, some basil, fun stuff in there, so that I seasoned that up, and it's pretty happy. These have been in here 30 minutes. One thing I forgot to do at the start that I added on was I pierced the top of these in with a fork, just to kind of allow it to get some heat through. I'm now actually going to switch these. Here's the chicken, and it's pretty brown and ready to go. I'm going to take that oil and fat, and I'm going to spoon it back over the chicken, and I'm going to switch these, put this one on the bottom and this one to the top, and cook them for about 5 minutes more. Look how beautifully that's coming off. Lovely. Already fluffed that one. There's the chicken, and the sauce looks amazing. Everything smells so good.